Yeshua, we're live.
What's going on, guys? Look at this. Tomorrow morning, we're starting at 4:30 in the morning, baby. MDY is going to be open at 4:30 in the morning. The key was given.
He's going to be here. Shir starting in 4 minutes.
4 minutes, my son.
Why are you giving our mind? I don't know, Tom. Should I redo it? No, that's fine. You do it? I'm driving, so it's going 70. You're live. You're live.
Elman, how long did it take you?
I apologize before during davening at the end. I forgot I was supposed to announce, when I collected Matanos of Yom, I was supposed to announce it with the Matanos of Yom representative garb, and I forgot to put it on. So now that I'm putting it on...
You need a child's voice. I'm sorry.
Really? It doesn't say that in the instructions here. I have instructions here. It says I'm supposed to announce, I am the Manachai rep, burgers and monies don't grow on trees. Please donate Matanos of Yom to Manachai Purim Smeach. At the end of shul, put the money. Oh, that's not part of the announcements. Okay, that's not part of that. I made my announcement, and here's for my telephone for Lamanachai. It's not on video, is it?
Yeah, you're on video.
Video. Oh.
Now you're famous. Now you're
Maybe we should begin.
That's it.
While we're waiting for Eli, so I know that it's very important. Eli didn't speak about this enough yet. That now that we're beginning Shabbos, we shouldn't forget brachos. It's very, very important that we do chazara. And to that effect, in order to do Chazara on Masech the Brachos, I prepared a special CD, of all of the greatest hits of the songs. Oh, well, I think I left the CD in my other box because we were supposed to do this in the museum. We have digitally recorded all of the songs from Masech's Brachos, and there actually were a couple of songs that we missed, that we didn't get in Masech's Brachos, and I made sure, because we don't want to forget. He said 7 o'clock. He said, Yoshua said he's not coming. No, he said he's not coming. I'll be finished in 2 minutes.
You'll be finished.
In the CD, we made sure to include the songs that were not included. We got almost every single song in the Masechta. This time, we got almost every word in the Masechta. We actually missed one word. I pointed out at the very end in the second last daf, he missed the Vigomer, and I think after the next daf, he made sure to mention the Vigomer. So there were 2 songs that we missed, and I'm going to sing them for you now. If everyone wants to join in, Yehuda David is here just in time, so you can join in with the songs we missed. At the beginning of the third parak, it wasn't really the appropriate time yet, so we hadn't really reached Adar, but now that we reached Adar, we go to sing the song at the beginning of the third parak. Mishev, Meito Muto Lifanav. Mishev, Meito Muto Lifanav. Ai, Pater Min HaKriyashva, Umin HaTvila, Umin HaTvilin. Mikol mitzvos haTorah. Okay, maybe the next one will be a little bit easier. In the 6th parak, we got to the 6th parak, and the fanfare wasn't there yet, but only a couple of weeks later, we had a wonderful simcha we celebrated here in this room. And in honor of the simcha, let's go back and do chazar in the 6th parak. Ketzad mivarchin al ha'peiros, Ketzad mivarchin al ha'peiros, Ketzad mivarchin al ha'peiros, Ketzad mivarchin al ha'peiros,
Bravo! Because it's schooling today, they asked me, they said Lebeli is not coming today, they asked me to give the shir. The Zad Hashem will be finished by 7:15 today. Yeah, okay. Oh, you're here.
Still wearing the talents with the tailors?
No, no.
Ah, see. Boys, look at this. Tailors. Whose Gemara is this?
Are you Makai Mitzvah if you didn't for the
All right.
הוא עובר שיעור עכשיו.
לא, איזה ודוק שם. אומי. Today's shir is being sponsored the Schus Refuah Shlema of Miriam Bas Esther. She should have an Refuah Shlema. Afreilichem Purim. I think that's on the wrong. Maybe you might want to move the camera. So just to explain what's going on for those who are not in the loop. So Noam and Avi, they did a very nice thing.
You repaid them.
They put ads all over on the buses. They figured a bus like myself would love it. Here it is.
They were so right. Oh my gosh.
He's still drunk from last night, Chaim. Now what they don't understand, I thought about it a little bit. I'm a bagaiva, but benister. I don't like the obvious gaiva. I'm not the guy that walks into the front of the base measures and walks to the front and the boys give me asks for it and everybody realizes my gaiva is subtle. I'm not the bagaiva on the bus. I don't put big
Sophisticated.
sophisticated gaiva. Otazoi, sophisticated gaiva. And this belittled me. This showed the island that I'm not a sophisticated bagaiva. So it hurt my feelings a lot. So I decided to get them back. It's not even gaiva, right? It's not even gaiva. Oh, Givaldi, he's saying great. That is not even gaiva. This is how I got them back, Rabbi Isai. It says like this: the 8-minute hair transplant. These are the two clowns that put it. Hair transplant, and this sign is 10 feet wide by 23 feet long. Let me show you what it looks like. And there's two of them on my porch. The entire Ramat Bet Shemesh sees this. Here it is. Here it is, right here. All right, so that's, and it says on the side, here you can see closely, Happy Purim. You're allowed to insult anybody you want on Purim. Yeah.
This is the last time you're getting a present.
Yeah. Unappreciative. Rabbi said, people ask me why I read emails, and the simple reason is to connect the people that are watching. They feel that they have a voice, and we get to know the people that are watching, and it brings a lot of achdus. Purim is a day of achdus of different types of people, and also, believe it or not, achdus of families. Listen to this email. I read this email last night. Dear Reb Eli, starts off normal. I wanted to take a moment this Erev Purim to reach out and express some thoughts about the shir. 66 days ago, I made a decision to reallocate my nightly relaxation time to Daf Yomi. Relaxation time, you guys know what that means in America, yeah? The big screen, you sit down, it's geschmack. I have, without missing a day, since tuned into Reb Eli Stefansky's show, nightly, from 11 to 11:30 Central Standard Time. You've displaced all other forms of entertainment I used to enjoy. I'm annoyed at you for this, but must admit that I'm now binge watching Daf Yomi and loving it. You're not going to believe this. Now, you may ask, but the shir is 45 to 48 minutes long. Why don't you only listen to 30 minutes, you ask? To which I respond, you sound much better when played at 1.5 speed on YouTube. On that note, I can't tell you how excited I am that we started Shabbos, for two reasons. Number one, Ahmed Beis has definitely been the overlooked middle child for brachas. getting much less attention than its Amud Aleph brother. And with shorter blot and Shabbos, I'm hopeful each will get equal attention.
Hold your breath.
Wrong. Mamish a rookie. You can see the guy has no idea anything about Chas, nothing. Amud Beis is always shorter, doesn't matter what Mesechta, doesn't matter how short. All Amud Beis, and I'll say it again. When they printed Shas, they printed Amud Beis easier and shorter, and that's a known fact. A rookie, okay, we're not going to hold it against the rookie. Number 2, because the blot runs shorter and your narration is slower, he's making assumptions that I have to slow down. Where were you, David, last night? And where were you? You know, we had a party in my house last night for the shir. And where were you, Nachman?
Sorry.
It was for the shir.
There were
Wow.
15 guys in my house last night.
Shem Yerachim. And where were you, Yosef? I know who's there and wasn't there. You weren't there either. Shem Yerachim. Because the blot runs shorter and your narration is slower, I can actually get up to 1.75 speed without compromising the delivery. In all seriousness, remote viewing certainly is more enjoyable with the history of knowing you. Oh, he knows me. Now I'm starting to think who this guy is. And the entire Chabur should appreciate that there's a vast viewing audience that feel just as much a part of the shir than those sitting in the room at 7 a.m. each day. And it wouldn't be possible without them. A family member overhearing the shir one day said it best. This sounds like Daf Yomi with an attitude. It certainly is. If you're in town for Pesach, I sincerely hope you'll be hosting the shir in Chicago. Be glad to man the camera in place of Avi K. With much appreciation, wishing you and the family a Freilich and Purim, and hoping I don't get roasted for sending me this email, Ari B. Kirshner. You know what that is? My brother. This is my stepbrother. I had no idea until I got to the end. My father married his mother, and we're brothers. I had no idea this guy, my brother, listens to my share every day. 66 days ago he started. No, so I'm saying it brings families together. That's what I was saying. Do we have anything else? I'll give him a call. All right, boys, we have a lot of work in front of us. Yesterday we finished off the sugya. We had a machlokes. We had a stira in the brises. One brisa says that if a person has fruit in his hand and he brings it into Rosh Hashanah, he's chayev, and the other one says potter, and the Gemara goes through different tirutzim here. The teretz that we had yesterday is Lamala Ma'asara and Lamata Ma'asara. I don't know if you ever listened to the Lubavitcher Rebbe's tapes, but almost in every one of his sichas he says Ka Lamala Ma'asara, Lamata. I think that's what I remember. There's a nafkamina Lamala and Lamata Ma'asara, and the Heintige, which is his son. Shalom Aleichem. Avram Weiss. Okay, Givaldik. Freilich and Purim. So anyways, no, because I'm remembering the Lubavitch, and I said this at the Siyum, but those of you who haven't been at the Siyum, or those of you watching and haven't heard me at the Siyum, because I didn't repeat my own speech, I have to say this Vart real quickly. It happens to be today is Purim. And I don't know, there must be at least 80 people in this room right now. Maybe 90.
You should have seen Shabbos.
I saw Shachris. Well, I was watching you guys. What do you... So, there's only like 45 people there.
We have 18 current people on live stream.
That's nothing. We need to knock up those numbers. Navi, it's Purim Chicago. Purim Chicago, the watching line. All right, so, real quickly, the Gemara in Chagiga says that there's enough community between a person that chazers over Gemara 100 times and 101. Person that chazers over his learning 100 times is lo avodah. That's not considered avodas Hashem. 101 is avodas Hashem, and I don't know if anybody in this room has ever learned something 100 times. Probably not. To learn something 100 times is extremely, extremely hard. So to say that somebody learned something 100 times, he's not avodas Hashem. So the Baal Tanya says that in those days they used to learn everything 100 times. And when you learn something 101 times, you go out of your comfort zone. When you go out of your comfort zone, all of a sudden you become an Oved Hashem. That's where you become an Oved Hashem, that comfort zone. So Mela, that's what I'm saying. In Purim morning, who wants to be here right now? Everybody had parties last night. There's 3 people out of 90 people that raised their hand. And now it's too late. 3 people. So to make that effort, to get up early, to daven vasikin, to come to Daf Yomi, that's to go out of your comfort zone. That's Avodas Hashem. And I think you could say the same thing. They say this about other things. Like when a person learns, if he works all day and he only learns a half hour, that half hour that he has a break, because Baruch Hu gives him sechar as if he learned the whole day because he's showing what's important to him. When he only has that 30 minutes and he learns. So today also, we're showing that even in a time of tsar, and it's hard for us to get up, and we get up anyway, the whole year when it's easier for us, we get sechar as if it's really hard for us. All right, Zok the Gemara.
Eli, just a reminder, Shabbos is a quarter to 8, not 8.
Oh, I said it? Oh, well, we can make our own minyan here. We'll just go the fast. Quarter to 8. Fine, Zok the Gemara.
Small dots.
We are 19 lines down from the top, 19 lines up from the bottom. We're smack in the middle. So we have a contradiction in the brises. One says that if a person has a hand full of peiros and he goes from Rishus HaYochid to Rishus HaRabim, one brisa says that he is chayiv. One brisa says that he's patur. We're trying to determine what is a guy's hand. What halacha does he have? We said it's not a Rishus HaYochid and not a Rishus HaRabim. What kind of malach? What? Says mutar asur, mutar asur. No. Yeah, you sure?
It's mutar, not.
Asur and mutar. So, we're trying to determine what kind of halachic status does a person's hand have. We said that if he's standing somewhere, let's say in Rishus HaYochid, and he extends his hand out into Rishus HaRabim, it certainly doesn't have halacha of Rishus HaYochid because it's outside of Rishus HaRabim, but it also doesn't have halacha of Rishus HaRabim. Perhaps, says Abaye, it should have an in-between status, the Rabbanan status of a Carmelist. Bring these 2 brises that are contradiction. So now we're going to answer the contradiction. V'boy seimo, idi v'idi lamato ma'asoro. We're talking about under 10 tvachim because in Rishus HaRabim, the Rishus, the domain, is at 10 tvachim. Anything above 10 tvachim is not considered Rishus HaRabim. Says the Gemara over here, perhaps we're talking about below 10 tvachim, where it is Rishus HaRabim. V'lav kekarmel is damyo, v'loi kashya, kame ba'oidyoim, kan mishachashecha. So if we stop right here, if a person extends his hand on Friday afternoon, before Shkia, he extends his hand out from Rishus HaYochid to Rishus HaRabim, what would logic dictate? Are you allowed, if you have 2 choices, 2 cases, a guy extends his hand before Shabbos, and a guy extends his hand after Shabbos started, he extends his hand into a makim that he shouldn't be. Which one would you say, logically, he's allowed to take his hand back in? The one that he did beheter. The one on Erev Shabbos, he stuck his hand out. Now, I want you to think for 3 seconds here, without peeking in your art scrolls. What would be logic to say the opposite? That if I extend my hand out on Erev Shabbos, then I shouldn't be allowed to bring it back in.
Light before Shabbos, you can't turn it off after.
What?
If you turn on the light before Shabbos, you can't turn it off when
No,
Shabbos.
that's an Isser. Over here he did a half a Isser. I want to just return my hand. He did it before Shabbos. And on Shabbos, you're allowed to? If I did it on Shabbos, I should be allowed to?
Take out my hand on Shabbos.
Why is Shabbos better than Erev Shabbos? I'm asking why would it be the reverse logic? Reverse logic. What? I said not to peek. Not people that peeked and learned this Gemara beforehand. What? And a guy that did it on Shabbos, he stuck his hand out on Shabbos, he's okay. He could bring it back. He doesn't have a mig. 5:30 in the afternoon, the guy stuck his hand out the window into Rishus HaRabim. The Shabbos falls at 6 o'clock. At 6:30, we tell him you're allowed to bring your hand in because he did it Erev Shabbos. No, you're not allowed to bring your hand in. But a guy that did it on Shabbos, he stuck his hand from Rishus HaYochid to Rishus HaRabim. Oh, you could. What? I'm asking, what's the logic?
Maybe he's preparing.
The Gemara comes out with beautiful logic. Here, let's see it inside. What? Good. No one was right. But no one was a peeker. I know that for years. Zog the Gemara. What? Where do you think you're going, Chaim? Chaim Chaim had to be escorted out last night. 12:30. He drank 2 bottles of liquor himself. He just came to make sure that nobody takes a seat, and he's gone. All right. You giving me Shalchmanas Mil Shir? Here. You giving me Shalchmanas Mil Shir? Shkoyach, Feder. Nobody else gave me Shalchmanas yet. Should I show Doilan what you gave me? Yeah? He wants me to show. Okay. Oh, this is for coronavirus. If you have this, you're safe for a week. All right, Givaldik, Shkoyach.
Hermetically sealed.
Medically sealed. Okay. Shkoyach. Appreciate it. Zok the Gemara. So it says, so first the Gemara says the simple logic like everybody thought. A guy that didn't do anything wrong. He stuck his hand out on Erev Shabbos. There's no Isser of Chil Shabbos. Who told me yesterday I insult people all year long? What was that? Yesterday some guy came. Is that included? I don't know. Fine. It's fun for you, he's suing for me. Am I cheshbon? It makes a lot of sense that if a guy does an Isser on Shabbos, he sticks his hand out. On Shabbos, he should not allow to be able to bring his hand back in. Says Gemara Hadarabba. I have the opposite logic. How? You guys didn't figure this out. It's amazing. There's I saw just recently a guy, they make millions of dollars, these guys, the YouTubers, not me. Not yet. The bloggers. The guy had a box of $1 million stacked up in singles, and he brought 4 guys, and he said whoever takes off their hand last gets $1 million. They stood there for I don't remember, a day. And then they just one by one they peel off. One guy just stood there. You cannot move your hand. Got $1 million. $1 million cold cash. That's what's going on in our sugi. Our sugi invented that game. A guy sticks his hand out, Erev Shabbos. Now, if we tell him you cannot bring your hand back in, what's the worst that's going to happen to this guy? Nothing. He'll be over. Let's say he brings his hand back in. He gets really tired. 22 hours later, he'll be over the Rabbanan. So Memela, I don't care about that guy. I can impose a Issa D'Rabbanan on him because the worst comes to worst, he'll be over on a D'Rabbanan. But if a guy sticks his hand out the window on Shabbos and I impose a Issa D'Rabbanan on him, I tell him you're not allowed to bring your hand back in. What if he places it down nicely on Shabbos outside because he's so tired? You're gonna make him be over D'Oraisa, and now you're gonna have to kill him. The Rabbanan is going to cause him to make a Issa D'Oraisa. That's why I have a reverse logic here. Isn't that a great chap? By the way, if we don't finish today, you guys are chayiv to come to my house at 2 o'clock. We're going to finish it then. So no questions now. But if he stuck his hand out after Shabbos, like in Sin Rabbanan, then Rabbanan did not impose such an Isra on him. Oh, says the Gemara. And since we do not say this reverse logic, Svara, Tifsha de Rabbivi Barabaya. By the way, we're going to have Rabbivi Barabaya all over again. We're going to be able to run through him just in a few minutes. So pay attention now so we can do it quicker later. The Bay Rabbivi Barabaya, hid big pas betaner. Here, give me this picture for a second. Thank you. This guy. Hid big pas betaner. This is what it looks like. You have a fire, a flame below, and you take a piece of dough and you throw it on the wall. He says this looks like the coronavirus. Anyway, what's very interesting is that when you put the bread on the wall of the oven, are you over a Isser? No. When are you over the Isser? No. When it bakes. If it takes 10 minutes to bake, now, if I put it on the wall, I'm about to be over Isser. They're about to kill me, one of the most horrible deaths called stoning. But I have a way to get out of it. I could rip it off the wall. But the problem is I can't rip it off. I can't take it off because Chacham said you're not allowed to take it off. It's called Ridia. It's the Isser D'Rabban, take it off. So now he's kind of stuck. So, says the Gemara, but this is basically our question that we just asked. Rabbanan are causing this guy to get Misa. By them saying that you can't take it off the wall, he's going to die now.
Take it off before it's ready?
Before it's ready, you won't be Chayiv Misa. The way Rabbi hit big pas batanor. The Gemara is going to go into exactly where this guy is holding. Was it b'shoigi? Was it b'mezid? What did he catch on? What didn't he? Is it other people? Is it he himself? That's the discussion in Amud Aleph. But here, the question is, did they allow him to take it off the wall and now come shiv the chiyuv chatos before he's over on a chatos? Chatos usually means what? A shoigig. Or layitiru. Tifsha de layitiru. According to your verse logic, over here it says that we don't care about his death. Let him die. Chachamim are allowed to impose a strict rule and say he's not allowed to take it off, even though it could cause him death later on. From here you see that that's not the case. Holy kasha, v'tivshoit. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe that's what we learn from here. That we don't care about the guy. There's no raya from here. V'loi kasha, kan b'shoigeg, kan b'mezid. Talking about the brises again. We're going into the brises. Yeah, over here it gets a little complicated, then we're going to smooth sailing. Going to the brises, two brises. One brises says, if I take fruit and I put it into Rosh Rabim, I bring it back in, it's also. The other one says it's mutter. Which one is it? Depends. If I did it by accident, I'm allowed to take my hand back out. If I did it on purpose, I'm stuck there all Shabbos long. I have to go like this, 20-something hours. Fine. L'chayra, that should be a good raya to this case. We're talking about two cases. The case of a guy sticking his hand out, and we just made a distinction between shogig and mezid. Shogig, I could take it out. I could bring my hand back into the house. Mezid, I cannot. So, same thing over here. If I put my bread on purpose on Shabbos, you can't move it. But if you're going to miss the whole thing if you talk, you're going to miss the whole thing. I'm telling you right now, it's getting good now. If you put it on by accident, you should be allowed to take it off. And if you put it on purpose, you should not allow it. So Rashi discusses that, because the Gemara doesn't say that. It says Rashi, no. Over here, there's an existing Rabbanon that says you're not allowed to take off bread. Nothing to do with it, I do it on purpose. There's a Gzeir Rabbanon called Redia, I'm not allowed to take it off. Rabbanon never took away their Gzeira when you did something that might cause you to have a death penalty. That Gzeira remains. Mashenkin Bayas, a guy took out his hand, we want to invent a new Gzeira. Perhaps, since it's going to cause him a death penalty, we're not going to invent a new Gzeira. Now what about the other case? A guy did it on purpose. Perhaps from here I could prove that if a guy did it on purpose, then he has to remain like that. He cannot remove it, and he dies. No, I can't prove that either. Why? Because in this case, if a guy does it on purpose, what's the end result? There's only one end result, really. He's vaday going to become chayiv misa. There's a nice flame here. It's going to bake. It's only a matter of time. He's going to die. But when a guy sticks his hand out the window, we don't know if he's going to die or not. He might be able to hold on tight for 20 hours and be strong. He'll be the last guy standing. And Mamela, that's why Chachamim didn't remove the Isser in that case. Different cases. Okay, you hear? Nice distinction here. Two distinctions. There's nothing to prove to Bibi Barabaya's case. It's a different type of case. That is the long Rashi here. Zog the Gemara. Now we have two brises that we got to deal with. Both brises, the one that says that you cannot bring your hand back in is also talking about a shoygig. Do we penalize anybody that did something b'shoigig because perhaps he'll fake it and tell people when he does it b'mezid, he'll say, oh, by the way, I was a shoigig, let me take my hand back in. I did it by accident. You can never catch a guy. A guy sticks his hand out, they'll say, oh, you're not allowed to bring your hand back in. They'll say, why not? Because you're amazed. He'll say, no, I'm a shoigig. And they'll bring it back in. No, you're still chayiv. You're still chayiv karas. No. Mezid Asra to get Misa for stoning, but it's still Chayav Karas. Zog the Gemara, Vacha bekannt zu Shogiyot Mezid Mifligi. Mar Sovar kannt zu Shogiyot Mezid. Mar Sovar they kannt zu Shogiyot Mezid. Fine. Vi boy say another pshat. Loy kanzu. No, we're never kindness. If a guy did a b'shogi, he's great. He's good. We can bring him back in. But like Hashem, kan loy zechotzer, kan lechotzer acheres. We're holding on today's daf. Amazing. We only have 20 minutes. Great. So, if he's bringing it back into his own chotzer, he should be Potter. Why should he be Potter? Because he did zero. He didn't accomplish anything. There's no mice here. So he could put it out, put it back in. So he didn't do a mice Shabbos. But if he went out and then he moved it over to the right to another chutzner, he accomplished something. At least, what did he accomplish? He just removed an object from his house. He had too much clutter. Now he doesn't have clutter. He accomplished. Fine. Rav asked his Rebbe Rav Nachman, if a person had fruit in his hand in Rosh Hashanah and he moved it outside to Rosh Hashanah, could he bring it back into his own backyard where he started out from? What about moving it over one? What's the difference? It's a saying in Shas, brought down a few times. If you can measure a kur, what's a kur? Like a washing machine box, we said, right? Something like that. We measured it once. The size of a washing machine. If you could measure that amount of salt for me, or another pshat, if you could eat that amount of salt for me, then, look at this. This Yerushalmi Yid in the back over there cannot believe his eyes. All these Yidden getting up so early to learn Torah. No, he just left. Okay. Is that also included in something? Okay, fine. Why? What's the pshat? There, he's back. His idea was to clean up his house. He was successful. You're right, he took it, he brought it into one rishus and moved it over to another. That's what he wanted. He wanted to get it out of his house. But when he extends his hand with something and brings it right back in, he didn't accomplish anything. Zero accomplishment, no issa. Okay, now, this is the sugya that we just learned before. Rabbi Bar Abayi's kasha. Gufa. Boy Rabbi Bar Abayi. Hidvik pas betaner. You have this. He has a bread that he... This was gate of folk. Mom bilder. He takes a piece of dough and he chucks it on the side of the oven. Could he take it off or not? Now the Gemara just goes through the logical steps. What exactly happened there? What was the guy thinking? Where was the state of mind? Is there another person involved there? What's going on? Remember this word. Before he is over on an avera that will cause him to bring a carbon, what does that tell us immediately? That the guy doesn't know what he's doing. It's a mistake. So can he remove it from the oven wall before he has to bring a $200 sheep? How much does a sheep cost? 1,000 shekel cost us. More than that, because he had to rent a car, but without the car rental I'm talking about. That was 1,500 shekel, no? He knows. How much does a sheep cost, Moshe? 8,000 shekel? No. But that's Israeli sheep. He's talking about nice Spanish sheep. Fine. Anyways. Okay, it's expensive. So what does he want to do? Before it costs him all this money, he grabs it, he tells his friend, grab it off the wall quickly. Let's understand the case. Rabbi said, Purim, we can talk a little bit, it's fine. If, what, he wants to sell us one?
Now it's not Write it down.
For the bathroom, not a goat.
Oh, bring it over here. You were in Auschwitz that day. How do you know?
No, I was in Mezbish.
You were in Mezbish, okay. He's all over the world, this guy. Give me some sanitizer. You didn't need no quarantine, nothing. If the guy did it by mistake and he never realized it, lemanitiru. Lemanitiru. What's going on here? The guy never realized. So who did he allow this? Where we got to do this real quickly, so I don't contaminate anybody watching. These guys are very sensitive in America. Corona. You heard? Nobody into the country. Anybody that leaves? Avi, you're leaving? You're leaving and you're going to be in 14-day quarantine? Imposed. You can't leave. It's not worth it. What about Avi? At least for 2 weeks. They won't see him for 2 weeks. All right. So what's going on? So what does it mean? Rabbi Isai, it means they allowed him to remove the bread off the oven, but he doesn't remember. How could he remove something he doesn't remember? He doesn't know what he did. Elamai, he does remember. He does remember. Then he's not a shaygig. A shaygig means somebody that from beginning, from the point of when he put the dough on the wall, until it becomes a full bread, he doesn't remember. And if he remembered in between, then it's not a shaygig. And if he didn't remember, so who are you giving instructions to remove it off the wall before he's chayav achatos? He doesn't know. What's going on here? You have to be a shogeg from beginning to end. Oh, talking about a guy who did it on purpose. He knows what's going on. And so before he has a chance to be chayiv skila, they're going to take him and stone him. He's allowed to remove it. Now let me ask you a question, Rabbi Isai, without peeking in all the Rishonim and Achronim. No all peekers, no answers. So let me ask you, the guy is about to be stoned to death. They told him, there's Aiden, they said, listen, you just put a piece of bread here. In about 2 minutes when it becomes nice and toasty, you're dead. So he goes, okay, let me take it off the wall. No, you can't. Chacham said, don't take it off the wall. What would you do?
Take it off anyway.
You take it off the wall. Because if you don't take it off the wall, you're dead. It's not geshmak. Mele, if they give you chenek, it's good. But they're going to stone you slowly, like big rocks, and the guy misses, it hits a little bit, it's geshmak. So you take it off the wall.
Eli, what did we stoned because they told him after you put it on?
No, they told him beforehand. We're talking about, I'm telling you in a case, they told him beforehand. They warned him again, and all of a sudden he chapped, wait a minute, 2 minutes countdown. So Tais is amazing chiddush, that if this guy, you see a guy walking over the wall to remove the bread off the wall, and they tell him don't do it because it's the Rabbanon, and he listens to them, they won't stone him. Even though he has a chiyuv skila, but the only reason he's not removing from the wall is because the chiyuv the Rabbanon, that guy's a good guy, we're not going to stone him. Shaking his hand. I know, it's amazing chiddush. I know. How do Rabbanon uproot a chiyuv misa? Great question. It's almost like he went to take it and you held him down. You didn't allow him. Something like that. Zokti Gemara. Let's go. So I forgot to mention what the Gemara's kash is. I was so excited about Taisus. Gemara's kash is, the wording doesn't fit. It says, before he's chayiv achatos, and we all said chatos means shaygig, and now you're telling me that he's amazed. So it should talk about skila, not achatos. That's the Gemara's question. Says the Gemara, no, he's a shaygig. So you ask me if it's shaygig, how does he know to take it off the wall? He doesn't know. Somebody else, his friend, is going to remove it off the wall. Now his friend has an isser to remove it off the wall. But his friend wants to save his buddy from bringing a chatas which costs 7,000 shekel or 1,200 shekel according to some mandamrim. What I should do, a small isser, so you don't get a big isser? No way. Whole long taisvis brings all different cases in Shas, like somebody freed a slave, which is an isser, in order to have a minion or this. Puravu, the evet shouldn't be. Different cases. What comes out from a taisvis here, real quickly, because I don't have time, taisvis says that if a person does something b'shoigeg, he's called a poisheya. And in that case, we don't allow him. We don't say somebody else do it for you. Oh, you hear this? Shoygeg. You should have known better than to make a mistake. That's poisheya, not amazed. Poisheya. Okay. Especially, I don't know. I hope it never happens to anybody. But somebody hits somebody with a car. Oh, it's a mistake. No, there's a pshia there. It's a mistake, yeah, but there's a pshia. Zog the Gemara. So he asked the question, how could I do an aver for you? It doesn't make sense. So it says Rav Ashi lo b'mezid. Ve'ema, and you're right. The wording is off. With the fact that it says that you should do this isser before you chayiv chatos, no, stick in another word. Before you chayiv skila. Ve'ema kadim she'aveh the isser skila. By the way, isser skila doesn't necessarily mean stoning with edim. it means an Aveira that could come to Skila. Even without Eidim, it's still called the Isser Skila. And by the way, Ravacha has this mefurish in his brisa without making any shinuyim in the girsa. Instead of chatos, it says mefurish. The Isser Skila. Fine, new sugya. New sugya. And Pashat, right? New sugya means, what does a new sugya mean? New Masechta. We started, anybody who just started Shas, started Daf Yomi, if this is your first time joining, you can start right here. Pashat ha'oni es yodai. Yeah, there was a kid, I think Mata said, he's starting, where is he? Here he is, he's in the back. All the way in the left corner. He's starting Shabbos B'li Neder. That's what he said. When? On Daf Gimel he started. It's okay. I think, I don't know, maybe he did Daf Beis. Amai. Now what happened? He missed Aleph. This is true. People complained online yesterday that they didn't get the 8-minute video on Daf Aleph. It's not nice. I hope they're not watching. Don't laugh that loud. So it says in the this guy's smirking. He says, now I know you're clever that are watching. You tell me you have 17,000 people watching. Look. Okay. And what happened? The poor person, the guy, meaning, not the poor, the guy standing in Rosh Hashanah places an object into a hand of a guy standing in Rosh Hashanah. What's this hand? How wide is your hand? Even if you're Shaquille O'Neal, your hand is chveis, it's for sure not 4 tfachim wide. Samai chayav. He didn't place it into a domain. A domain has to be 4 tfachim by 4 tfachim. What's a Rosh Hashanah? 4 tfachim by 4 tfachim. No, I'm just saying because like I went to a Bulls game once and they have these, Michael Jordan's hand like that. And I have a pretty big hand. And like the guy's fingers are literally like this, each one. It's like crazy. And Shaquille O'Neal is like this. Like he might be 4 tefachim. I don't know. I got to check again. Huh? No, tefachim. Yeah. In Rosh Hashanah, I said it the first day. Thanks for not correcting me then either. It's 4 tefachim, not 4 amas. Here, look at, I guarantee you it's in your thing. Peek over there, you'll see. You need 4 tefachim, and you don't. Now,
5 inches by 11.25 inches.
How much?
9.75.
His Shaquille O'Neal's hand is almost 10 inches wide by
9.75 by 11.25.
By 11. It's still not 4 tefachim. 4 tefachim is 20. It's not Daled Amos. No. Okay. Omer Rabo. Homani. You need a mokum choshev. Why is this hand not good? Why do you need Daled al Daled? Why do you need Daled al Daled? Because you need a mokum, according to Rashi, you need a mokum choshev. Yeah. Hello. You need a mokum choshev according to Rashi. Or, according to the Ran, it's halacha Moshe Messinai. Whatever, different Rishonim say different things. But Akapanim, you need 4 by 4. Let's move. Omar Rabbo, Hamani Reb Akiva. The Omar, now, I'm just going to say that, I'm going to spoil it for you guys. We're probably not going to get there today. Maskonas HaGemara is that your hand is a mokum choshev. That's it. It has a halach of Daled al Daled. That's the end. But let's go through all the steps. Omar Rabbo, Hamani Reb Akiva. You're right, it goes according to Reb Akiva. And then we throw this out. The Omar Lebi, in a mokum arba al arba. You don't need 4 by 4. It's not true. It's not. Now who says this? We got to go back. Omar Rabba. Rabba says this. Hamani Reb Akiva. Okay, let's remember Rabba is the author of this teretz. Goes according to Reb Akiva. This not azorig mishus hayochid mishus hayochid. V'shus harabim b'emtza. On Shabbos you're playing catch with your neighbor across the street. The street is a rishus harabim. It's 16 amas wide, and you're just throwing a ball, tossing a ball. Poof, one side to the other. Chayiv or not chayiv? Starts in rishus hayochid. Ends in Rosh Hashanah, never touches Rosh Hashanah, but it went over the Rosh Hashanah. Chayiv or not chayiv? Machloikis, Hillel says. Why? Rabbi Akiva mechayiv chacham poitrim. Rabbi Akiva sovar amrinon kluto kemi shuhun chodomyo damyo. Rabbi Akiva comes up with the concept that yes, it's flying through the air, but at a certain point, while it's flying, it rested it was established, Kluto, how do you say in Kalut, Kalat, Ira Miklot, what? Misrad Klita, what? To establish a Makkah in Rosh Hashanah. It's as if it landed in Rosh Hashanah. But how big is that Makkah in Rosh Hashanah? Not 4x4. So you see, according to Rabbi Akiva, you don't need 4x4. Says the Gemara, wait a minute. So you're telling me this teretz that according to Rabbi Akiva, you don't need 4x4, and that's our mission. Now, this is, you're talking about over Rosh Hashanah. Over 10 Tfachim is not Rosh Hashanah. So it must have been under 10 Tfachim. You're talking about a guy with a pretty good arm. He's throwing this 32 feet underneath this height. It can't dip. It can't hit the ground. He's like throwing it underarm 32 feet. Okay, it's one of those, an amazing picture. What? It's a frisbee. Okay, good. Frisbee. That you could do. Sidearm frisbee, I hear. Good. Who? Dan Quisenberry, underhand pitcher, like not under, but like a sidearm pitcher. Got it. Small frisbee. Rabbi said it's exciting. We have 4 minutes. In brachas, we did 300-400 words in 4 minutes. Look at this. We only have 10 words. Let's go. Wait a minute. Rabba, who just said it goes according to Rebbe Kiva and Kluta Kamishun Chodami, that's as if it established itself in Rosh Hashanah. Rabbi himself had an issue with this. The Rabba, is there a machlokes under 10 tfachim? Ubaha pligi. The Rebbe Kiva saw Kluta Kamishun Chodami. Rabban Sabri lo yamir Kluta Kamishun Chodami. In other words, Rabbi was mesupik. Does Rebbe Kiva say Kluta Kamishun Chodami under 10? Rabban say you don't. Everybody's going to say that underneath 10 tfachim, above 10 tfachim, everybody agrees that it's potter. Where's my thing here? One more maybe. Yeah, here we go. What's going on here? In the Beis Hamikdash, this is just for illustrative purposes, they had trucks, they had wagons. Okay, I don't know what they look like. So in my mind, they look like pickup trucks. By the way, a car in the middle of Rosh Hashanah, we didn't learn the halachas yesterday, but they pass in a car in Rosh Hashanah is a Rosh Hashanah. Its own little domain. So here you have a truck with mechitzas all around. Each mechitza has to be 10 tfachim in order to be its own Rosh, and it has its 4x4 here, whatever. Now, the Leviim stood in the truck, in the wagon, and passed. They had a whole system. They passed the kairos from one to. You can't throw a kaira. Thing weighs a ton. It'll break the truck. You pass it. So that's a moishet. Now, where are they passing it from? Where to where? They are obviously way above 10 tefachim because the walls themselves are 10 tefachim, and you have wheels. You have everything else. So they're passing it above 10 tefachim. I forgot to mention one of the most important things in Masechet Shabbos. All 39 melachas are learned from the Mishkan. It doesn't say anywhere in the Torah anything about 39 melachas. About Eish maybe, whatever. But whatever they did in the Mishkan, any melacha they performed in the Mishkan is also for us to do on Shabbos. And this is one of the things they did. In other words, moving from truck to truck, from wagon to wagon, above 10 tefachim is usher. Throwing is a different story. Throwing. Now look, if you see between these two trucks, there's a Rosh Hashanah in between. Between the wagons, there's Rosh Hashanah. So when I'm going from wagon to wagon, I'm going over Rosh Hashanah, and over there, do we say Kluta Kamishun Chodom or not? Over here, we're talking about a guy throwing a frisbee. Nothing to do with the guy passing a beam. Maybe fakert, the machlokes is above asar tefachim, above pligi. The Rebbe Kiva saw v'yalfina on zarek me'moshe. No. Why shouldn't I learn passing, throwing from passing? It's the same thing. What's the difference if I throw a frisbee or if I pass a frisbee? It's all the same. And in the Mishkan, it was usher to do, or not usher. That's what they did. Memela, it's usher for us to do. So memela, it's usher to throw a frisbee even above 10 tefachim, right? We said yesterday that according to Tosfos, I'm allowed to stick my hand out the window, which is above 10 tefachim. I live on the 4th floor. On Shabbos, I go like this all day long because it's a makim tur outside. Anything above 10 tefachim. But passing and throwing is usher. Maybe. That's what Rebbe Kiva say. We know passing is usher. Maybe throwing also. We don't learn one has nothing to do with the other. So anyway, the bottom line is, Rabbi doesn't know who says what. Taisus discusses, but at the end of the day, Rabbi Kiva in both cases says that Kluta Commission Chadami. Fine, go into that. Different Rishayim. My time, Amrin, Kluta Commission Chadami. Holy Kasha. Rabbi had the question. He wasn't sure one way or the other, but at the end he decided, yes, Rabbi Kiva is the one that holds Kluta Commission Chadami. And in our Mishnah goes like Rabbi Kiva that says Kluta Commission Chadami. So I don't need 4 tefachim in my hand. As long as it's established in a domain, in whatever domain my hand is, that's enough to establish a domain. I don't need 4 tefachim. Should we stop right here? What? One more. Let's go. One more. Let's get to the wider lines. Vidilmo, who cares? We'll be a little late to the next minute. Vidilmo hanochahu, it's not in here. And David can't have any tinus. You want to go to that meeting? Good. You don't want to go, you go to another one. Finished. We're good. Listen to this. Rebbe Kiva says that a guy that throws a ball, a frisbee from Rishus HaYachid to Rishus HaYachid, he's over in Aveira. Why? Because it landed in Rishus HaRabim in the middle. L'chayr should be over 2. He had a stopover. He landed in Rishus HaRabim, took off from Rishus. If you land, how did he end up in Rishus HaYachid? Because he took off again. Slow motion. He went like this. He stopped in Rishus HaRabim, over Nisr. Now he continues on his journey into Rishus HaYachid. But there's another Akira. There's 2 Akiras and 2 Anachas. There's Akira from Rishus HaYachid, Hanach in Rishus HaRabim. Then he took off again, Akira. But Rabbi Kiva says he's only chayiv 1. Why? Because you need an Akira from a Makom Chashuv. And Rishus HaRabim is not a Makom Chashuv. Yes, the Hanacha is a good Hanacha. He's chayiv because it landed, and to land you don't need 4 tefachim. But take off, you need a real long runway. You need a Makom Chashuv, and that not. So Mamela what? That doesn't fit into our Mishnah, because you see that an ani, I could go into somebody's hand and remove an object from his hand and bring it into my domain and be chayiv for Akira and Hanacha, even though the Akira came from a hand and the hand is not a Makom Chashuv according to what you're saying. If it's Rabbi Akiva, and Rabbi Akiva holds that Akira has to be from a Makom Chashuv, Sakum in our Mishnah says that Akira doesn't have to be a Makom Chashuv, scratch Rabbi Akiva. So tomorrow we're going to come up with a new pshat. It's not Rabbi Akiva anymore. Have a wonderful Purim. See you tomorrow at 7:15.
What's that, Garba Shaggy? That I didn't know it was Shabbos, that I forgot it was Shabbos?
Oh.